Our friends, welcome to the channel JIV and CIV Made Simple. If you are giving examination of cybercrime certification examination, then you want to revise module A and module B simply, then you are at the right place, because we are going to discuss the important points from module A and module B related to the prevention of cybercrime and fraud management. So this particular video, if you hear for the next 60 minutes, it will help you revise all the important contents, right? If you go through the book, it has been covered in almost 300 to 400 pages, but using this particular video in just 60 minutes, we will only wrap up the key points, the bullet points that will help you to revise the entire content in a short time. So let's get started. Cybercrime is nothing but a crime done using a computer or the internet. Think of it like this. Sometimes the computer is the target, like when a virus or a bug attacks it. And sometimes computer is the weapon used for crime like cyber stalking, fraud or identity theft. Some common examples are, sometimes, it is act like a tool as well as a target. That's what I explain you. Sometimes computer is the weapon used for crime like cyber stalking, fraud or identity theft. Some common example includes phishing. What is the phishing? Phishing are those fake email that try to steal your personal detail. Card fraud. Card fraud means when your debit or credit card is misused. Bank hacking. So a digital version of robbery. Illegal download. Yes, that is also cybercrime. Industrial espionage. Stealing secret business idea. Cyber terrorism. Spreading fear through online attack. And of course, spam email, child exploitation, harmful software like viruses and malware. Right, as technology grow, cyber crime is also increasing. That's why a strong cyber security is no longer an option, but it is a necessity. So what we have covered here, just let me revise you. So what I told you that cyber crime is a crime using computer or internet. Two types are there: computer as a target like virus and bug, or computer as a weapon like fraud or stalking. Common crime include phishing, card fraud, bank hack, illegal download, espionage, then cyber terror scams, child exploitation and malware. So more technology, more risk, and need a strong cyber security. Now friends, so this is how we present everything. See, if you go through the book, you cannot find, this is called ultra micro notes, everything written point wise for fast revision. This way you should revise at the last moment before the examination. Now friends, cybercrime comes in many forms. Some of the most dangerous are cyber terrorism, which means using the internet to create fear, threaten life, or to attack the critical system. Then we have cyber extortion. So when hacker launch attacks like DOS and then demand money and protection, that is called cyber extortion. Cyber warfare. So countries fighting battle online with cyber weapon, spying and digital attack. Internal fraud. So a scam and fake information designed to cheat the people, that is called internal fraud. Cyber stalking. Repeatedly sending message or email to harass someone, sometimes even offline. But fighting cybercrime is not easy. Why? Because most people are not aware of their right. Criminals stay anonymous, making them hard to trace. Many victims don't even report, so cases stay hidden. Offenders are highly skilled and tech savvy, and punishment are often weak, except in terrorism case. So repeat crime keep rising. So these are the main challenges. The only solution is clear. We need a stronger law, more digital literacy, and better reporting of the crime. So friends, let me summarize whatever point we have discussed here. I told you that the types of cybercrime, we have classification. I told you cyber terrorism, cyber extortion, cyber warfare, internal fraud, cyber stalking. Right? You must know what his terms mean. Right? And then I told you the challenges are low awareness, hidden identity. Right? Poor reporting, skilled offender, and weak punishment. Solution is strong law plus digital literacy plus better reporting. That is our solution. Now friends, prevention is always better than cure, and the same goes for cybercrime. So how we can stay safe online? First, use a strong password. Make them unique, complex, never reuse them. That is the easiest way to block brute force or rainbow attack. Then, second, always rely on trusted antivirus. Keep it updated so that it can stop malware and viruses before they hit your system. Third, protect your social privacy, which means keep a strict setting and only accept people you actually know. Fourth, always update your software. Those update fix loophole that hacker love to exploit. Right. So those update, they fix loophole that hacker love to exploit. Then use a secure network, which means always avoid free Wi-Fi, and if you must, use a VPN or encryption. And finally, don't click a spam mail or unknown link. That is the doorway to most fraud and viruses. In short, the key to cyber safety is simple: vigilance plus strong security plus awareness. So what we have told you, that strong unique password, reliable antivirus, social privacy setting, regular software update, secure network, avoid public Wi-Fi, never open spam mail or unknown links. Remember, vigilance plus security plus awareness, it means cyber safety. Now friends, when we talk about cybercrime, there are some tricky but important concepts that you must know. Unauthorized access, which means when someone entered your system without your permission. Hacking, which means illegal intrusion using tools or program, often to steal data. Friends, if you are looking for a study material for cybercrime certification course, you can check out our course. The link is provided in the description section. You can install our app. App name is JIV and CAIV made simple. So in the app you will see a course using which many aspirants have cracked the examination in their very first attempt, right? And also all the points, this PDF is also present there, right? Module wise quick revision PDF, unit wise theory PDF, and unit wise MCQs. There are almost 1000 plus MCQs covering all the entire content, as well as the previous year memory based question. So this is a whole fully fledged course which help you score good marks in the examination. You can either WhatsApp me on the number 8292857381, or in the description section of the video you will see the number. Now let's come back to our discussion. So we are talking about hacking. Hacking is an illegal intrusion using tools, using programs, often to steal data, destroy file, or even target the government website. Web hijacking, when a hijacker take full control of a website and the real owner is logged out. That is called web hijacking. What is DOS attack? Flooding a website with fake traffic so that real user cannot access it. If multiple attackers join in it, it become a DDoS attack. Then we have the virus attack. It is harmful program that replicate, slow down your system, alter or delete data. That is called virus attack. What is the meaning of worms? Worms, they spread automatically through network without any help. Then Trojan. Trojan looks like a useful software but secretly cause damage. That is called Trojan. Then we have logic or time bomb. So they are hidden code that trigger when a certain condition is met or at a specific time. So the lesson is clear. Only cyber awareness and protective measure can keep us safe. So what I told you, unauthorized access means entry without permission. Hacking means intrusion with theft and destruction motive. Web hijacking, which means forceful web takeover. DOS attack or DDoS attack, overload traffic to block the access. Virus attack, replicate and harm data or system. Worm, it is spread automatically. Trojan, it fakes software with hidden harm. Then logic or time bomb, trigger on condition or time. So key awareness, plus protection, it means cyber safety. Now let's look at the key cyber threat and the crime. So friends, let's talk about some key cyber threat that look small but can cause massive damage. First, the Trojan horse. It is a software that looks safe but is actually malicious. Think of it like a gift box with a hidden bomb inside. It works with an attacker computer as the client and the victim as a server, using internet protocol like TCP, IP, or UDP. Then software piracy. So making illegal copy of the software, stealing source code, or misusing the trademark. A related trick is cyber squatting, where people register fake domain name just to make money or mislead the user. Finally, salami attack. This question is asked most frequently. Salami attack, these are clever fraud where tiny amount are deducted, almost invisible to the user, but when added up across thousands of accounts, it become a huge fraud. So tiny amount are deducted. Imagine losing just a few paisa daily, but multiplied by million, that's a fortune, right? Amounts are deducted, almost invisible to the user, but when added up across the thousands of accounts, it become a big fraud. The focus is on hidden software, illegal copying, micro fraud. Together they create major cyber threat. So let's quickly recap the key point which we have covered. Remember, Trojan horse means disguised malicious software. Software piracy means illegally copying, code theft. Cyber squatting means fake domain for profit. Salami attack means teeny deduction, and this can cause huge fraud. And the key is that is how identity theft and online fraud begin. Then comes the illegal sale of article. So from drug and arms to even wildfire, are all being traded secretly through shady websites, auction or email. Now next is the online gambling and money laundering. So they often run on foreign server. Many of these sites are just a front for hawala operation and black money clearing. And finally, email spoofing, fake email that look 100% genuine, used for spam, phishing or fraud by taking advantage of weak authentication system. So the key takeaway is only alertness, verification and a strong cyber security practice can protect us. Right. So what we have just talked now, let's quickly revise. I told you about phishing. Phishing means fake mail and site to steal the data. Illegal sale means drug, arms, wildlife online. Online gambling means often linked to hawala and laundering. Email spoofing means fake email for fraud. So the key is stay alert plus verify plus use cyber security tool. Now friends, let's talk about not all cyber crime are about money, right? Some directly attack your reputation as well as the data. For cyber defamation, first is the cyber defamation, like posting false or harmful content online through blog, website or even email just to damage someone's image. Then we have digital forgery, creating fake document, currency, mark sheet, have an official stamp using computer, printer and scanner. Now let's look at crime targeting data and the system. First is called information theft, like stealing data using hard drive, USB or external device is called information theft. Then email bombing, like sending thousands of mail to crash someone account or even a whole server. Then we have data diddling. It sounds funny but it is serious. Changing raw data before or after processing to commit fraud in transaction or record. And finally we have internet time theft. So when hacker misuse your paid internet hour by hacking into your ISP account. So the message is clear. We need a strict law, a strong awareness and ethical use of technology to fight the cybercrime. So let's quickly revise the key point. First of all, we talked about the cyber defamation. Cyber defamation means false online content or harming reputation. Digital forging means fake documents, currency and mark sheet. Information theft means stealing via SDD, USB, etc. Email bombing means overload email to crash the server. Data diddling means altering data for fraud. Internet time theft means misuse of paid internet hour. So key law plus strict law, right, plus ethics plus awareness, it ensures cyber protection. Now let's talk about the cyber crime. Cyber crime are not just digital. They can involve physical theft and serious personal harm also. First is the cyber system theft. What happens system theft? When criminals steal actual computer hardware like CPU, chips or peripheral. Physical damage, breaking or tampering with device, circuit or storage unit to cause loss. That is called physical damage. Now let's move to the crime that target privacy and the people. So first one is the privacy breach. So when your personal data is used or exposed without permission, often through social engineering trick, that is called privacy breach. Confidentiality breach. When sensitive data is accessed without authorization, that is called confidentiality breach. E-commerce and investment fraud, fake scheme, non-delivery, auction fraud online, these are called e-commerce. Then child pornography, which is called CSAM, right, creating or sharing abusive content involving minor, which is a strict criminal offense. Cyber bullying, so using device to send threat, insult or to spread the false information. And finally cyber grooming, which means predator luring minor online to exploit them sexually. So friends, this lesson is clear. Data protection, secure network, awareness, these are the foundation of the cyber safety. So what we have talked just now, let me summarize. I told you about system theft, which is stealing hardware, physical damage, tampering device, privacy breach, unauthorized data use, confidentiality breach, access to sensitive information, e-commerce, fake scheme, child pornography, strict offense, cyber bullying, threat and insult online, cyber grooming, which means predator exploit minor, right? These are the key points. Now let's talk about the cyber crimes. So cyber criminals don't just attack system, they often target people with trap and scams. Take job fraud, fake job offer with high salary, but before you join they ask for an upfront fee. Once you pay, they vanish. Then online sucks or sort. So basically blackmailing someone using private photos or data, demanding money, favor or more content. Phishing. Phishing means voice phishing. Here fraudster call you pretending to be from a bank and trick you into sharing PIN, OTP, CVV or password. Now let's move to the digital scam, like smishing, like phishing via SMS. You get a message with fake number, website, or malicious link, sexting, sharing explicit content, which later become a tool for blackmail and exploitation. And the dangerous SIM swap scam. Criminal get a duplicate SIM of your number, intercept your OTP, and alert and drain your account. The golden rule is awareness, a strong cyber security, timely reporting are the only way. So what we have talked just now, job fraud, yes, fake job plus fear trap, phishing, phone fraud, stealing banking information is missing, right? Fraud SMS with fake link, SIM swap, like duplicate SIM, OTP alert. These are the points. Now, friends, cyber fraud and scam are the easiest way criminal trick people online. First is the card fraud. When your debit or credit card is misused through hacking, skimming device, or phishing links. Next, spamming. Spamming means through endless unwanted mail or SMS filled with fake promotion or hidden phishing attempt. Then come ransomware. Ransomware is a dangerous attack where malware lock your file by encryption and hacker demand ransom to give access back. And finally, impersonation or ID theft. When criminal use fake e-signature, stolen ID or password to misuse your bank, social media or personal data. The formula to stay safe is strong security, constant awareness and quick reporting. So what we have talked just now, card fraud, which means unauthorized card use, spamming, unwanted mail SMS with trap, ransomware, file is locked, ransom demanded, identity theft, which means fake ID or e-sign misuse, key security plus awareness plus reporting. It ensures fraud prevention. Now let's talk about the cyber threat. Cyber threats are everywhere and they attack both our system and our data. First one is the virus. The malicious code that hide in file, alert or damage the data and keep replicating. That is called virus. Worm. Unlike viruses, they don't need file. They spread on their own through the drive and the network. Then the Trojan horse. These are the software that look genuine but secretly open a backdoor for hacker. It does not replicate, but it is extremely dangerous. Data breach. When confidential information is stolen, leading to identity theft, fraud, or even corporate espionage. Website defacement. Hacker altering website, posting obscene or hostile content. And finally, cyber squatting, which means registering fake domain name just to misuse a brand reputation and make money. So the bottom line is only awareness, good cyber hygiene, and a strong security measure can keep this threat under control. So let's quickly revise the key point which we have covered. Virus means damage and replicate in file. Worms means self-spreading via network. Trojan is the fake software. They open backdoor. Data breach means that stolen confidential information. Website defacement, which means site altered and damaged. Cyber squatting are fake domain for profit. So the key is awareness plus hygiene plus security. Now let's look at the advanced cyber threat. Cyber criminals are getting smarter and today threats are far more advanced than before. Take farming. So basically, even if you type the correct website address, you are secretly redirected to a fake site that steal your login detail and the data. Cyber cryptojacking. Hacker hide mining software in your system to generate cryptocurrency for themselves. The result is your device slow down and electricity bill shoot up. So friends, what I have told you, let me just summarize. So farming means redirect legit site to fake site. That is called farming. Okay. Cyber cryptojacking. Okay, what is the meaning of cryptojacking? I told you that hacker hide mining software in your system to generate cryptocurrency for themselves. The result is your device slow down and electricity bill shoot up. Then comes the online drug trafficking, which means illegal narcotics being sold on digital platform using encryption and anonymous network. And finally, cyber espionage, which is digital spying where confidential data is stolen, whether it is corporate secret, political strategies, or even national security information. The only way to fight this smart threat is with a strong cyber security, constant vigilance, and active monitoring. So what we have talked just now, let's quickly revise. So we talked about the farming. Farming means redirect legitimate site to fake site. Cryptojacking, which means hidden crypto mining, slow down the system. Online drug trafficking, illegal narcotics via digital platform. Cyber espionage, which means spying, stealing sensitive data. Now friends, let's talk about computer insecurity and attack. Most cybercrime happen because of the computer insecurity, weak protection that hacker love to exploit. It is always a race between security expert and the attacker. Let's look at the major type of attack. First one is the exploit. Using bugs or glitches in software. Hacker often reuse this code inside the Trojan or viruses. Then we have eavesdropping. So secretly listening to network communication to steal the private data. Then we have social engineering or human error. Basically, tricking people like pretending to be an admin to grab their password. Then we have DOS, which is called denial of service, overloading a system so it crashes and real user cannot access it. Indirect attack, using a compromised third party system to hide the real attacker. Then we have backdoors, which means hidden entry point that bypass security and give hacker long-term access. And finally, direct access, when someone physically enters your system, install malware, copies data or changes the setting. Remember, viruses and malicious code are the main source of insecurity. Vigilance and strong security are the only shield. So what we have talked just now, let me just summarize. Exploit means bug and glitches misused. Eavesdropping means intercept the private data. Social engineering means tricking people to steal information. DOS means overload, crash services. Indirect attack means hidden, use third party as cover. Backdoor means hidden entry for hacker. And direct access, physical system entry. Now friends, let's talk about the next part. Cyber attack are getting smarter every day, and knowing how they work is the first step to staying the safe. Type of attack, DOS attack. So hacker overload a system with fake request so that it crashes. Then indirect attack. They hide behind third party system, making it hard to trace. Backdoor, secret entry point that let attacker bypass security and take control remedy. Direct access, when someone physically tampers with a device, installing malware, stealing data, that's called direct access. So how do we fight back? By building secure system design. This means adding security at every stage, protecting data, protecting interface, and constantly upgrading defense as risk evolve. Because the impact of breach is huge. Financial loss, emotional stress, business coming to a standstill. So the key takeaway is a strong system design, continuous security. When combined together, this ensures true cyber resilience. Right. Now friends, let's talk about how to protect your system and avoid online trap. So the best practice is for the system protection, use firewall. They act like a security guard. They block unwanted traffic. Use IDS, intrusion detection system. They catch live attack and even tell you where they are coming from. With this tool, your risk goes down and your peace of mind goes up. But attackers don't stop there. They track people online. They trick people online. These are the common form of internet fraud, like spam, junk email, junk SMS, full of ad, full of scam. Then we have the scam, like fake promise, like Nigerian prince or lottery win. Then spyware, hidden software that spies on your data and slow down your system. Phishing, fake mail and website designed to steal your banking or payment information. So stay alert, always verify source, and use the right security tool to stay safe online. Now friends, let's talk about the advanced internet fraud. Fraud on the internet are getting smarter every day. Let's break down some advanced tactics you must know. Phishing. Phishing means you get a fake email with link, click them, and malware sneak in to steal your login detail. Identity theft, which means criminal misuse your personal data for fraud, impersonation, and even financial crime. Then internet banking fraud. Hacker get unauthorized access to your bank account and transfer money online. So these often happen through phishing, which is actually a subset of the identity theft. Then we have boiler room scam. What happened? Evan got high pressure call promising guaranteed investment or forex profit. Most of them are fake, designed to trap you. So the key takeaway is cybercrime keep evolving. Always stay cautious. Verify every message, verify every call, and secure your data. Then we have deceptive scam and fraud. Not every message you see online is genuine. Let's look at some common deceptive scam, like pump and dump, which means fraudsters create fake hype around a stock, prices shoot up, they sell at the top, and investors like us face huge loss. Then romance scam. A scammer pretend to be your dream partner, slowly build trust, and then ask for money using emotional pressure, emergency, or by shifting chat off the platform. Then we have lottery scam. Congratulations, you won a big prize, but to claim it, they demand fee or your bank detail. The truth is, there is no prize. Then a scammer trick in lottery fraud includes, pressurizing you to act quickly, asking for secrecy, demanding repeated payment. The hidden danger is, identity theft, financial fraud, and endless money loss. So the key takeaway is stay alert, always verify, never share personal information or financial detail. Then we have card and email fraud. So scammer have mastered new trick to steal your money and identity. Let's uncover some of the most common one like card skimming. Fraudsters secretly copy your ATM or credit card data, create a clone card and use it for withdrawal or identity theft. Email spoofing. You get an email that look exactly like it's from your bank or trusted person, but the header are fake. Clicking their link can cost your data. Now let's move to the financial scam and tactics like advance fee scam. Someone promises you huge money, but first ask for a small processing fee. Once paid, they vanish or keep demanding more. Nigerian scam. It's the classic advance fee scam where email claim that you will get big inheritance or investment return if you just send some money upfront. So the key takeaway is be suspicious of the unexpected offer. Never share your card data or click the unknown link. Then we have check and overpayment scam. Scammer don't always hack computer. Sometimes they hack emotion. Let's see how. Like overpayment scam. A scammer accidentally send you a check with extra money, then asks for refund later. The check bounces and you lose both the money and the product. Rule: never refund until you verify the payment. Then inheritance scam, which means you get a mail or call from a so-called lawyer saying you are inherited a fortune overseas. They ask for fee, documents or secrecy. Red flag. If you never know the deceased, it's fake. Emergency or grandparent scam. A scammer pretend to be a loved one in distress, urgently asking for money via wire transfer. Warning sign. They insist on secrecy. They pressure you emotionally and demand quick action. So remember, verify the claim, contact your family directly, never send money without confirmation. Then we have emergency scam variation. Scammer are creative. They don't just call a stranger. There is something called impersonation scam. Prime target for cyber criminal because they hold high value customer data and they are increasingly digital. So we are talking about the security reality. Cyber security is a continuous process. Threat evolve, so bank need constant update, monitoring and proactive measures. Then human factor always matter. So low awareness, poor training, policy lapse, this can lead to breaches, malware attack or identity theft. So what are the common cyber threat in banking? Right, like data theft, which means customer information is stolen. Phishing means users are tricked into revealing password or banking credential. Ransomware, which means systems are logged and hacker demand payment. And identify the fraud. So criminal impersonate someone but to steal money. Right, these are the techniques which are used. Now friends, let's move to the next slide. So, cyber threat in banking are evolving fast. Like advanced technique like APT. What is APT? Advanced persistent threat. So long-term highly sophisticated attack by well-funded criminal. POS crime. So fraud through cash register or card terminal is stealing payment information. Then ATM skimming. Hidden device capture your card and the pin, allowing cloning or unauthorized transaction. So what is the impact on bank? Customer trust erosion, breaches, shake confidence, rising security cost. What happened? Bank must invest in advanced cyber security. Financial losses, which means when I say financial loss, it means fraud and breaches leads to direct monetary damage. So consequence and safeguard, financial and reputation loss, legal penalties, operational disruption, loss of customer trust due to sensitive data breaches. So vigilance and robust security are the key to financial stability and maintaining the trust. Now friends, let's talk about cyber security in banking is not just about technology. It's about law, it's about regulation and protecting the entire system. First thing we have is the compliance. Compliance means bank must follow a strict security standard. Non-compliance can lead to fine or legal issue. Legal consequences, which means cyber crime trigger investigation, lawsuit, financial liability. So what I told you that cyber crime trigger investigation, lawsuit and financial liability. So a proactive approach help mitigate risk and ensure that regulation are upheld. Systemic risk. What is systemic risk? This question is most frequently asked. An attack on one bank can spread to other, disrupting the whole industry. And investor confidence drops, leading to a market volatility and economic slowdown. Now safeguarding strategy. So advanced security. Use cutting edge cyber security tool. awareness. Train employee and customer to detect phishing, malware, insider threat. So the key takeaway is, multi-layered security plus compliance plus awareness. These are the protection for digital banking and customer trust. Now, strengthening the cyber security. Banks are under constant cyber threat. So strong defense is a must. So what are the essential measures we can take? Like multi-layered defense. So firewall, other tool to protect the confidential data. Employee training. So teach staff to spot phishing, malware and insider threat. Continuous monitoring. So it means, detect threat in the real time and respond quickly. Collaboration. So bank working with cyber security firm and sharing data strengthen defense for everyone. So cyber crime is growing and can cause financial and reputational damage. So the solution is a proactive approach with a strong defense. Com is malicious hacker. They steal data, they spread malware, they exploit the system. They are also called cracker. Then we have white hat. White hat means, ethical hacker. They test system legally. They fix the flaw. They are part of the security team like the red or tiger team. Then we have grey hat. So grey hat operate in the grey area. They hack without permission but don't harm, sometimes reporting flaw for reward or discovering the zero-day exploit. So remember the keywords. White hat are the ethical hacker who improve security and fix vulnerable. Black hat are the malicious hacker who exploit the system and steal data. Grey hat operate in between. They may hack without permission but not always cause harm. Then we talked about the other hacker type, right? Other hacker type include blue hat. Blue hat means what? They are security tester. They are hackers seeking revenge. Then we have botnet hacker, means controlled infected device to spread malware or launch attack. Purple hat. Purple hat hack their own system to learn skill in a controlled environment. So the core categories are white, black and grey. Ethical hacker strengthens security while malicious hacker pose major risk. So remember the key points. White hat, ethical, protect. Black hat, malicious, exploit. Grey hat, unauthorized, sometimes harmless. Other type exist but main focus is intent, right? Now friends, let's talk about the specialized hacker types. So friends, that hacking comes in many flavor beyond the usual white, black and grey. A specialized hacker type include cryptojacker, right? So we have some important types like red hat, green hat, hacktivist. So friends, cyber threat are not just from basic hacker. They are advanced specialists also, like cryptojacker. They secretly use your device to mine cryptocurrency without your knowledge. Crypto hacker. They steal or they manipulate cryptocurrency and blockchain system for financial gain. Then malicious insider. So these are the employee who leak data or sabotage network out of revenge, money or personal motive. Then we have cyber terrorist. So these are the hacker driven by ideology. They disrupt infrastructure. They spread the fear or propaganda. Then we have some elite hacker. They are highly skilled expert who can create or prevent attack and save the cyber landscape. So the key takeaway is that financial gain drive cryptojacker and crypto hacker. Revenge, chaos or power motivate insider and cyber terrorist. Elite hacker influence both security and cyber crime trend. So remember, cryptojacker are the secret crypto mining, right? Crypto hacker are they steal or manipulate crypto. Malicious insider, they take revenge or financial or personal motive. Cyber terrorists are the ideological hacker. Elite hacker, they shape the cyber landscape. Now friends, let's talk about a strategic and targeted hacker. So first of all, we have gaming hacker. They steal game account, they steal the login credential and payment information. They often target professional e-sport player for prizes or financial gain. Then we have a state-sponsored hacker. So they are backed by the government. They perform cyber espionage, surveillance and attack on rival nation. So what we learn from here, that gaming hacker, they financial gain via e-sport. A state-sponsored hacker, they act like a digital soldier in geopolitical cyber conflict. So let's quickly recap the key point. We talked about the gaming hacker. They steal account and they steal payment. A state-sponsored hacker, these are the government-backed espionage and attack. Key point is that hacker can be specialized or the mission driven. Now protection. So friends, preventing fraud is not just luck. It's about a strong internal control. So the purpose of the internal control is to detect and to spot fraud early to reduce the losses. So types of the internal control that we have: preventive, detective and corrective. Preventive is stop fraud before it happen. Preventive control, they stop the fraud before it happen. Detective control stop the fraud after it occurs, and corrective control fix the problem once detected. So preventive is stopping the fraud, detective is spot fraud after it occurs, and corrective fix the problem. Let's talk about the risk assessment. So risk assessment include understanding the risk. You analyze the process, identify potential risk. You analyze the document using risk matrix. Then we have to rank the risk. Focus on high likelihood, high impact area. Implement control. Target critical risk with preventive, detective and corrective measures. Now the question is how to manage the risk. The goal is to achieve an acceptable level of residual risk after applying control. Use insight from assessment to design effective measures. So the key takeaway is that strong preventive, detective, corrective control plus risk assessment, when combined together, they give you fraud prevention and safer operation. Now preventive control, let's talk about it. So when it comes to fraud, prevention is better and cheaper than recovery. So what are the key preventive control? Like segregation of duties. Don't let one person handle the entire process. Like cash handling and recording should be separate. IT access and password. Apply the principle of least privilege. What does this principle say? That employee get access only to what they need. That's it. Then physical asset protection. So restrict sensitive area based on role to avoid unauthorized access. Then we have testing and training. Regular employee training and test ensure control are effective and everyone stay alert. So the key takeaway is that stop fraud before it starts with proper segregation, secure access, asset protection and employee awareness. Then we have enhancing security and detective control. Preventive measures are great, but sometimes fraud still happen. That is where detective control comes into picture. So the key security tools measures we have. First one is the firewall. It protects the system from external threat and cyber attack. Right, that is firewall. Regular backup. It prevents data loss and it enables recovery if something goes wrong. Detective control. Spot fraud when prevention fails and reduce the damage. Then we have physical inventory check. Means compare recorded stock with the actual item. Then we have account reconciliation. Align ledger with supporting record and investigate the discrepancies. Ongoing review and control assessment. Analyze failure, find weak control, prevent recurrence. So the key takeaway is combine a strong security tool, regular check, continuous review to detect fraud early and minimize the loss. Now friends, stopping fraud is not enough. You also need to fix issue and prevent them from happening again. So what are the corrective control? Like act post fraud, which means strengthen control to prevent the recurrence. Then disciplinary action. Penalize fraudster and train employee to correct the mistakes. Software patches and update. Fix IT vulnerabilities to stop hacker from exploiting them. Ethical leadership. Lead by example and reinforce integrity across the organization. Then we have encryption and decryption. Encryption means convert readable data into coded form, that is called ciphertext, to protect email, banking information and the network. That is called encryption. So whatever readable data you have to convert that into coded form. That is called ciphertext. Why? To protect the mail, banking information and network. Then we have symmetric encryption. So use a single shared key, fast but key must be secure. That is called symmetric encryption. Then we have asymmetric encryption. Uses public key for encryption, private key for decryption. These are stronger and safer. That is called asymmetric encryption. So symmetric means single shared key, fast but key must be secure. Asymmetric means public key for encryption, right? Private key for decryption, stronger and safer. So corrective control plus ethical leadership plus encryption, it ensures safer system and reduce fraud risk. Then we have the decryption. Decryption convert coded data, that is ciphertext, back to the readable form, that is the plain text, using the correct key. So using decryption you can convert the ciphertext back into plain text using the correct key. Then we have password recovery. So retrieve lost or forgotten credential. Data access and analysis. So open encrypted file securely. Then we have file restoration, which means recover the corrupted or damaged data. Authorize access, which means that remove security restrictions safely for permitted user. Now the question is why encryption matter? Because it helps to protect the sensitive data. So it acts like a secure vault, only authorized user can access to it. Then it ensures privacy and security. It safeguards personal, financial, business information, which is quite essential for secure communication, banking and online transaction. So encryption plus decryption, it ensures data safety, privacy and secure digital operation. Let's talk about the difference between encryption and decryption. Encryption turns the readable data, that is plain text data, into coded form, that is called ciphertext. So turning the plain text to ciphertext or readable data into coded form to protect it, this is done by sending using key, right? That is called encrypted data. What is decryption? Decryption means you convert the ciphertext back to the readable form, that is a plain text. For authorized user, this is done by the receiver. So remember, encryption turns readable data into coded form to protect it, done by the sender using the key, and decryption convert the ciphertext back to the readable form for the authorized user, done by the receiver. Now let's talk about the internal control purpose. To prevent and detect fraud early, to reduce the loss. That is the purpose of the internal control. Types of internal control. First is called preventive. Preventive means stop fraud before it happens. Second is called detective. Identify fraud after it occurs. Third is called corrective. Fix and address the detected fraud. So these are the three kinds of internal control: preventive, detective and corrective. Preventive means stop fraud before it happens. Detective means identify fraud after it occurs. And corrective, you fix and address the detected fraud. What are the risk assessment steps? First of all, we need to understand the risk. Identify the potential fraud risk using the risk matrix. So we have a risk matrix using which we can identify the potential fraud risk. Then we have to rank the risk, means prioritize based on likelihood and their impact. And we have to implement the control, means design preventive, detective, corrective measure targeting critical risk. So we know encryption plus decryption plus a strong internal control, all these things combined together help in fraud prevention, data safety and secure operation. Now friends, preventing fraud is always cheaper and smarter than fixing the loss. So managing the residual risk. Reduce risk to a manageable level after applying the control. Use risk assessment insight to design the effective measures. Now we know that this thing is very very important, that prevention over recovery, like preventing fraud cheaper than recovery, right? So that is a very basic thing. Now segregation of duties. Don't let one person control the entire process, like cash handling versus record keeping. I think we have discussed it already. Now firewall. Firewall shields your system from external threat. Even the best preventive measure cannot stop all the fraud. That's why detective control is necessary. That is the role of the detective control, where firewall plays a very important role. They shield your system from external threat. Backup prevent data loss and help recover quickly if things goes wrong. Now the question is, why detective control matter? Because it can catch fraud early when prevention fail, right? It minimize damage and losses. So what are the key detective measures? Like physical inventory check, compare recorded stock with the actual item, account reconciliation, align ledger with supportive record, and investigate the discrepancies, and ongoing review and control assessment. Learn from the past failure, identify the weak point and prevent the recurrence. So we should combine firewall, backup, detective check to detect fraud early and protect your business. Now encryption, decryption, I think we have discussed it. There are the different types of it: symmetric, asymmetric. Let's discuss that also. So friends, in digital world, data security is everything, and that is where encryption and decryption comes into picture. Encryption convert the readable data into coded form, that is plain text into ciphertext that the outsider cannot read. They protect the email, document, banking information and network. Now we have symmetric. Symmetric means uses a single key. It is faster, but key must stay secure. What is asymmetric? Asymmetric use the public and private key, which is stronger and safer. So symmetric means single key, faster, and the key must stay secure, and asymmetric use public and private key, is stronger and safer. So I hope there are two types of encryption: symmetric and asymmetric. Symmetric use single key and asymmetric use public and private key. Symmetric is faster but key must stay secure, and asymmetric they are stronger and safer. What is decryption? Decryption convert the coded data back to the readable form using the correct key and the password. So it convert the coded data back to the readable form, right? So application include password recovery, secure data access, file restoration and authorized removal of the restriction. So remember, encryption keep your data confidential and decryption let authorized user access it safely, right? Decryption let the authorized user access it safely, which convert the data back to the readable form using correct key and password. Now importance of encryption and decryption. In today's digital world, keeping information safe is non-negotiable. That is where encryption and decryption matter. It protects the sensitive information. Only authorized user can access the data. It acts like a secure vault against hacker or outsider. It ensures data privacy and security, like protect the personal, financial and business information. It is very essential for secure communication, online banking and transaction. And it prevents unauthorized access. So I told you several times that encryption converts the plain text into ciphertext to block the outsider, and decryption convert coded data back to the readable form for the authorized user. So encryption ensures confidentiality and decryption includes the secure access. Together they protect the digital communication and transaction. Now let's look at the cyber incident and reporting. Cyber incident can strike anytime, affecting system. So yes, I'm talking about cyber incidents. They can strike anytime, affecting system, network and data. Reporting them promptly is the key to staying the safe. Now the question is, why reporting matter? So identify securities breaches quickly. It helps analyze vulnerabilities and improve safety measures. So what are the key elements of cyber incident report? So first of all, accurate description, which means detail of the attack, sources, affected data, everything should be accurately described. Then failed security measure, highlight what did not work. Post attack action means countermeasures and the corrective step which we have taken. System weakness analysis, like identify the gaps to prevent future incident. And financial impact documentation, record preventive cost, compensation, revenue loss from the service disruption. So we should reporting cyber incidents include transparency, strengthen security and prevent the repeated attack. So, right. Then we have cyber crime investigation. So you should identify, analyze, mitigate the cyber threat. We should target hacking, phishing, malware, identity theft. What is the role of investigator? They conduct in-depth probes and preserve the digital evidence. So what are the tools? Like evidence gathering, which includes some technical method as well as the non-technical method. Digital forensic, which help in recovering the deleted file and analyze the metadata. Network log, it examines the suspicious activity. What are the tools used? Like InCase, FTK, Autopsy for data analysis. So that is all we have to go through in the module A and module B. If you think that this video was useful for your knowledge purpose, please hit that like button. Share with your other aspirants who are preparing for this cybercrime and fraud certification courses. And also if you want any kind of a study material related to it, whether in the form of previous year question, important these kinds of short notes and 2000 plus MCQs, you can WhatsApp me on the number 8292857381. Again I repeat, 8292857381. Thank you.